Hello again, everybody. It's me, Sammy Hill. I was on a Skullgore Throwback here again for another video. It's been a little while. Not doing one of the TF Nation videos that I probably would have done because it's been a while now since TF Nation, and that's come and gone. So I would have done one of the videos following after that, like a thoughts and a whole video, and I haven't done really one of those. I just didn't want to do it. If you want to hit my thoughts on the whole thing, I really enjoyed the convention. It's always good. And if you want to hear everybody else's thoughts, then by all means, go search away, because there are a lot of people out there who've said that they've enjoyed TF Nation for their first time, or their second time, or whatever. So, I don't know. What am I doing on camera? Because I need like a topic to talk about. And I have got two that I will do at some point. The second one I'll do another video about later on. But the main one, which is what I'm here to do today, is a response video to Dave Smizno. The video is right here. Go watch the video. It's right here. And even respond to it as well if you want, if you're into that sort of thing. I would highly recommend watching the video. It's actually really good. I finished watching the video a little while ago, and what he talks about is how, when, and why landmark moment in Transformers collecting of the toys, which it seems very weird for me to talk about because I feel like a bit of an outsider at the moment with Transformers and the whole fandom, because there isn't really a lot out there that appeals to me, and except for the fiction. I mean, I love the fiction. I crave the fiction the same way that a person would crave apple pie. And I could go for some pie now, but anyway, I don't know. I mean, with the landmark moment of me with Transformers toys, it's a bit of a weird one, because I've always cared more about the fiction than I have about the toys, and I don't want to kind of talk more about the same thing that ends up being what I end up talking about in these videos, because it can get very boring. But a landmark moment in what got me back into the whole shebang, as it were, of Transformers collecting. There isn't a lot to talk about, because my relationship with Transformers has been a very rocky one, and it's sort of hard to really explain why. Going fast, rewind back to my teens when Beast Machines had ended, and the RID 2001 line had came out, and there weren't that many toys that I had. I had about 6 toys, and that was Prime, Megatron, Ultra Magnus, and the Autobot Brothers. And later on, the Ruination Combaticon Decepticon team, which they were good toys, and I wouldn't really call them landmark moments. Then the Unicron trilogy came along, and that sort of left me behind. I didn't care that much about Transformers at that point, because I had just started secondary school. And when you're in secondary school, you kind of don't want to be talking about something that children will like, because then it will kind of make you look like an unpopular idiot. So, yeah, so I kept that to myself a lot of the time. And around that time, I had gotten into the comics. I'd gotten into reading a lot of the Marvel stuff, which I still love. So that's kind of the issue with me and Transformers toys, Transformers at that point. Then, as you can probably already guess where this is going, the 07 movie is what got me into the franchise again, what got me back into the whole thing, and I enjoyed it. I still think that the 07 movie is still very good, despite the fact that the series has just sort of overstayed its welcome. But with me and Transformers collecting, I don't know. I mean, because like I said, I'm in a very strange relationship with Transformers, because I care a lot more about the fiction than I do about the toys. And there are so many toys right now, but not enough of the fiction for me to enjoy. And there's a lot of stuff out there that is that's good, but it's not really what I'm after. So I feel a bit weird doing this video, not having any sort of landmark moment to really distinguish. But if I had a landmark moment in toy collecting, it would have to be, and I don't know why this was, but I think it probably have to be sometime around 2008. And it would be in 2008. I mean, I would go ahead and say, oh well, it was the 07 movie line that got me into it. No, not really, because the 07 movie line, the movie toys, if you like them, that's fine, but I'm not interested in them, so I don't really have anything to add on that. That's anything else that's any different from what anyone else has already brought up. Um, but landmark moment in toys. It would have to be 2008's Auto Assembly, which was not the kickoff to the whole social event, which has kind of become the crux of Transformers as it is. But it would have to be it's the Kickstarter, if that makes any sense. Um, it was around that time when the Transformers animated line was at its peak, and there were some really good toys in the animated line. The animated line was a good line to really get into. But it's hard to really it's hard to really say what was a landmark moment for me in toy collecting. When it was when I went to Auto Assembly 2008, I bought this 2-pack collector's set of Prime and Megatron, and it had a DVD with it. And because the animated cartoon wasn't on television at that time, and since the only accessibility that you had was YouTube, and they didn't really have I didn't have the DVDs, so I couldn't really say anything to get excited about during that time until much later. But I had this 2-pack, and these two toys, Prime and Megatron, they were the Cybertronian molds, and the Prime was a good toy, the Megatron not so much. But and I enjoy playing with those toys. Prime more especially because the Prime in motion was actually a really good toy. So it had a really weird posture because the way it stood was it sort of leaned crotch forward, back, bent right back as far as it could, and it couldn't really stand up correctly because of the way that the leg mechanism worked because of the flat footing. So that was sort of how that played out. But the toys were really, really fun to play with, and when I took them home, got them out of the packaging and played with them, and they were fun toys. I mean, the animated line was for me a landmark moment because they were such really, really good toys. Because when you saw how show accurate they were and how well their lines working through dimensions, I mean, I heard a lot of people bitch about the animated designs and say, oh well, they look like something a 5-year-old would draw. Which I find kind of amusing because unless you happen to be a really good artist, I can't think of a 5-year-old that could draw that well like Derek J. Wyatt. It's kind of rare, but it's interesting nonetheless. And hang on a second. Damn it. Sorry about that. Explosions going off. People setting off fireworks. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, but the animated line was and still is a very good line. But also as well, getting off the animated line for a second, I also liked the classics line. When I got I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Starscream, the first original classic Starscream, which it's still a really, really good toy. It's a more posable, slightly upgraded version of the G1 toy that a lot of people may or may not have had as a kid, and but I really enjoyed it because it's a fun toy to play with. But the classics line, the early classics line, I really like because there are some really good toys in there. I owned a few, and I ended up selling quite a lot because I just needed to make some money. But the rest of the toys were actually really fun to play with. So a landmark moment for me, I think it would easily have to be the '07 movie, but also the animated line. The animated line, when I was at Auto Assembly 2008, and I saw a lot of the animated figures on sale, and I really wanted to get some, but I didn't have enough money, and all I could afford was just this 2-pack. And it's weird talking positively about that 2-pack now because that 2-pack was a bad. The Prime's okay, but the Megatron toy is bad. It's a bad toy of Megatron, and it's not the best version of animated Megatron that you can get. I mean, you can get the original Earth mode Megatron, which is a better toy, and probably one that's worth owning. But that 2-pack I really liked, and I played with that a lot. I watched the DVD a lot, which contained the first half of Autobots Transform and Roll Out, or just Transform and Roll Out, and that got me excited about Transformers again. And I can remember when I saw the '07 movie, feeling excited about the franchise again, and that feeling is good because that level of excitement when you're quite young and you really want to like this franchise again. Um, Moments like that are really important to cherish. But I think landmark moments for me, it would be the '07 movie and the that Prime Megatron 2-pack. I don't know why that 2-pack really stands out as a landmark to me because the toys are not that good. Those two toys at least are not that good. The Prime at least is good, but the Megatron is terrible. But that 1 2-pack I kind of enjoyed, and I played with those toys a lot. And the Prime is still a fantastic toy. And that's sort of what kind of got me interested in the animated line as a whole. So I don't know what else to tell you. And it seems, like I said, it seems weird talking about it now because I've sort of grown very distant from Transformers. But doing this video and responding to this video, or responding to the video that I'm responding to, I don't know. It's weird because I really like that 2-pack, and I don't know, and I don't quite fully understand why. But I think I liked that 2-pack because it really got me back into the animated line, and so it got me back into Transformers properly, and it got me into the animated line. So I hope that helps. I hope that sort of answers the question I'm trying to reply to. If it makes any sense at all, then by all means let me know. But if it doesn't, then sorry I kind of misled you. But this is coming from the perspective of an outsider fan as opposed to just a fan sort of regularly dipping in and out of the community. So yeah, I hope my response helps. So thanks for watching, everybody.